All righty. Okay. So, hello everybody. Super excited we're here on the live stream on Instagram and YouTube and on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to talk about today I'm here with Maria Vazquez-Cordova and Megan Hanna. My name is Evan Vautour, and you might be wondering, why are you guys all on Zoom or on? And we are a national team, so we're here representing each one of our geographies in the Bronx, New York. I'm here in New York. Maria Vazquez-Cordova is representing Cincinnati, Ohio. She's in Cincinnati, and Megan Hanna is was a fellow in the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, and 2 years ago, and she is working with us representing Texas. And so today we're going to go and talk about and cover the best of our geographies that we have to offer. So buckle in and we are going to get started. I'll allow everyone to introduce themselves first, and then we can get going. Maria.
I can go ahead. Hey guys, my name is Maria Vasquez. I am originally from Iowa and was born and raised there. Went to school at Loras College, go do Hawks. Yeah, was called to do mission after senior year, and where I ended up here in Cincinnati, and I have stayed here since. I was a kindergarten and first grade theology teacher, and absolutely just it changed my life.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Hi, y'all. My name is Megan Hanna. I'm currently based in Dallas, Texas. I'm on the national team, and I was a fellow, like Evan said, 2 years ago in the Rio Grande Valley. I went to school at Baylor University in Waco, Texas, but I was born and raised in Grand Junction, Colorado. So I have done a lot of traveling, and I'm so blessed to be where I am right now. I said yes to Seton because the second I saw those prayer cards, the second I saw the sweet kids' faces, I could not say no. Like they're too precious, and I love them so incredibly much. So yeah, just incredibly blessed to be here on this team and with y'all today.
That's incredible. Okay. We are gonna get started with one of the questions that people ask us so much, and it is what is what is your favorite part, one word to describe your geography? I think so we'll kick it off with Maria.
Okay, great. So one word that I would choose, it was actually really hard to choose one word just for Cincinnati, but the one that really came to mind was rooted. Um, so right here is a picture of the second graders, back when I was a fellow, so it's 2 years ago, receiving their first communion. And they just had after mass and the celebration and everything, they just like walked out and just like we're just like admiring the statue of Mary outside of the church, and it was just so beautiful. Um, but yeah, it was just like Cincinnati is just rooted in family and tradition in Christ, and you can see that every single day when you walk in the classroom, when you're walking to your house on, in Iliff, or you're just like downtown. It's just so fun to just like see how people are just like willing and just open to receive you. So yeah, it's just like a big family everywhere you go. And everyone's just so supportive and so loving and so welcoming.
That's awesome. One word that would describe my neighborhood, my community, is all in. So in the Bronx, every single person from the parents of our students, to the other teachers that we're blessed to work with, to to the children that we're blessed to serve. They're all in. And this is just one example of that. This is at St. Nicholas of Tolentine Parish in the University Heights neighborhood of the Bronx, where we have a school or two schools. And this was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, at one of our baptism events for our students. And this is a scholar who got baptized, and she went through the process of being prepared by Seton Teaching Fellows and with our partnership with that local parish, St. Nicholas of Tolentine. And this is her on her baptism day. Just absolutely, absolutely all in for the Lord, for her faith, and supported by fellows who are also all in as well.
So the word that I would use to describe the Rio Grande Valley is celebration. They are such a connected community. Like they value life, they value each other, and they have no reason to celebrate every single day, but they do, and it's beautiful. So the picture on the left is of me. That was when I was a fellow. You can see that there's just decorations, there was balloons, there's tablecloths, there's cakes, there was like, and I had only known the community for about 4 months at this time. So the fact that they welcomed me in and just celebrated me, and not even just for being a teacher, just for being a human and for being there with them and wanting to connect with them, yeah, they will celebrate for any reason. And it is so beautiful. The picture on the right is of one of our Christmas, one of our Christmas celebrations, actually. Um, and if you see in the back, there's Father Hector. So everyone gets in on these celebrations. It's not just the kids, it's not just the parents, it is truly everyone in the community, and they're always ready to celebrate life.
That's awesome. I think I'm gonna go down there. I'm going down to the valley, and I'm just so excited. It's electric. I've been hearing so many stories about it. It just, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get down there. So y we've been a lot of people on when we're on the recruitment trail and we're sharing about the mission of Seton Teaching Fellows, and we're sharing our experiences as Seton Teaching Fellows. One of the best things to talk about is the parishes that we are a part of, that you know, we're integral facets of. And so, Maria, tell us about the parishes and neighborhood churches that are in Cincinnati in our neighborhoods.
Yeah, y'all, the churches in Cincinnati are like some of the most beautiful churches I've ever walked into. So right here we have St. William's is in the west side. Honestly, like probably like a not even 10-minute drive from where the fellows live. In the bottom we have St. Lawrence, which is yeah, just like 5 minutes away from the fellows' house. And then the last picture is St. Monica St. George, or as we like to call it, Mogo. And it's just this beautiful, beautiful church on the east side that fellows have attended in the past. But um yeah, there is such beautiful architecture and such beautiful community at all of these churches. So there's the St. John Bosco family of parishes, all on the west side, beautiful churches. And Father Cecil is the pastor there, and he is absolutely the best. He's super involved with the fellows. You can catch him at West Side Brewing, drinking a
No
beer.
way he
He's
goes
like,
there.
yeah, he goes there.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
And yeah, you can just like see him there, like usually with a group of people, just like drinking a beer, dropping some mad theology, and it's just so, so fun. So it's definitely like you just like see him around everywhere, and it's so great. And then St. Monica St. George, or Mogo, it's that beautiful church on the east side. It's right next to UC. So it's home of the Bearcat Catholic. And Father Jeff Stevens is there. He's super awesome. He is so chill. And he has such a love for the Lord, and the students that he serves. One fun fact about Father Jeff is that he will wrap his homilies, but he will like slowly go into it. So
Oh
it
my
like just
gosh.
like starts as like a normal homily, and then like it just like start he just like starts rhyming, and then just start there's like a little beat or something, and it's crazy. He's done it. He's rapped his homilies before for our kids for student mass, and the kids kind of lose their minds. So yeah, those are just some of the beautiful parishes and just wonderful priests in Cincinnati.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. So guys, this is some of the parishes in the Bronx are just incredible. So on the left, this is my parish where I go. It's the St. Rita's Catholic Church. It is famous because it was attached to a parochial school. Um, and one of their most famous teachers there was Mother Cabrini herself. She actually taught at this school. And right next to this church, there was a Missionaries of Charity convent established by Mother Teresa. So this place is just like booming with holiness. And you might notice that on the bottom there it is just it's a small church, but it is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. The priest there, Father Pablo, is just incredible, and he's always in there hearing confessions. He's always in there, celebrating the sacraments. It's just incredible. And then the center church here, this is actually where I went as a fellow. And so this is called St. Nicholas of Tolentine Church, and it's run by Augustinian friars, and they're friends of Pope Leo actually, which is super cool. And this is such a center of the community. This corner changed my life. On this corner, I live next to this church. On this corner is where our school is, which is where I taught. Across the street was my grocery store. Across the caddy corner from the church is this just incredible bakery where one of my old students, her mom works. And it's just the whole community is centered around St. Nicholas of Tolentine, and it is really a thriving parish. And so our fellows go there, and that's where our students in that community get back receive their sacraments. And so it's just like a beautiful, beautiful church. Um, and then there are a number of churches. I actually couldn't put them all on here because there are at least 10 churches within walking distance in the South Bronx, probably at least five. And there are also many churches, at least three, but right by St. Nicholas of Tolentine. And this one on the right, this is where our fellows in our Highbridge community go. And it is right next to one of our schools, Bria Pax Middle School, Bria Pax Elementary School. And is called Sacred Heart Church. And they have an incredible morning mass that our fellows go to. And it is really just like St. Nicholas of Tolentine. It's been a pillar for the community. And the pastor there, Father Cruz, is just incredible. So, and like in Cincinnati, I have never walked into a church in New York where I haven't just been blown away. It's just so incredible. So, yeah, those are just three. We could do an entire live stream just on these churches here. But Megan, what are some of the churches that are in the Rio Grande Valley?
Yeah, so I'm only going to talk about a couple, but you may be surprised, or maybe not, that there are 18 churches within 25 minutes of the fellow house. So when I was a fellow, it was my community, yeah, it was our goal to go to every single one of them. And I don't think we got to all of them, honestly, but there are just so many. So the main one that we went to was St. Paul's, and that's the one on the left. So it was all dressed up for Christmas, and it's just like it's beautiful. There's a lot of families that go there. When the fellows walk in, it is always like they really do draw the attention because it's really beautiful when you see like a group of young people that just invest in their faith, that like go and pray together. Like fellows turn heads. They're phenomenal. So of course. And then on the right there, that is Our Lady, excuse me. That is Our Lady of Guadalupe. And there are a lot of families that go there. It is very beautiful. You can also see the palm trees in the background. So the palm trees, we were told, are a symbol of the Franciscans of St. Francis because they just kind of show up and then they just take over the whole place. So every time we see the palm trees, it is just like a reminder of mission and why we're there, that we're here to evangelize and we're here to create beauty. And yeah, so 18 churches, 25 minutes of the house. We got St. Paul. One thing I love about the churches in Mission are that most of them have Spanish masses. So the whole community can take part in it. There's one church called Our Lady of the Holy Rosary that we'd go to sometimes after school, and they had a Spanish mass. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then one of the funnest things about Mission, about anything in Mission, is that they have something called mariachi masses, where instead of like hymns and traditional things that you would hear in English, they have mariachi music. And it's not just like, oh, Uncle Jimmy and his guitar. It's really like these are professional mariachi players that come play for these masses. Like they have CDs, they have concerts. Like it is beautiful, incredibly beautiful. I've never seen anything like it, and you get to experience it right there in the valley, 5 minutes from your house. Like how
Dude,
insane is
sign me
that?
up. That is
Yes,
awesome. Oh my
Evan, when
gosh.
you go, you have to go. You have to go to a mariachi mass, Evan.
Yeah,
um,
okay, I'm going. I'm
yes,
going.
absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I'd say that is the most significant, impactful thing about the churches down in Mission.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, cool. So Megan, now that we're learning about the churches in the Rio Grande Valley, I, for one, I would love to know the best places that you can go to get some amazing food when you're in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yes, absolutely. So my favorite, I'm gonna start with my favorite. It's a place called Nana's. So Nana's is about 40 minutes from the fellow's house, but it is so worth it. So it is a cute little, it looks like a little village. There's a little chapel outside of the restaurant. So you can like go in and there's like a statue of Our Lady there, and it's really beautiful. So you go into the restaurant, and right to the right, there is a little gift shop. So you can get like Hispanic candies. You can get like beautiful accessories, any sort of like souvenirs that you want. Like you have to hit Nana's because like it is authentic, it is handmade, it is like that is Peak Valley merch there. Um, and then once you get seated, you're like sitting outside with the beautiful like architecture. You'll see like statues of Saint Francis. You'll see like beautiful tiling and fountains, and beyond that, they have incredible food, yes, but even more than that, oh, there you go. That's it. That's it. They have mariachi music. So it's like dinner and a show. And again, it's beautiful music. It's not just some schmucks off the street. They're like professionals that will entertain, and it is so much fun. Okay, and then another cool thing. So not specifically a restaurant, but the drive-through culture. It's not like you go to Burger King and you get a drive-through and you get a burger. It's like they have these insane creations. So the top picture, or I guess the middle picture, is my typical order. I would get a fresas con crema and then some papas fritas with mayo and ketchup. And then the picture on the bottom to the right there is just an example of some of the things they can do. So they can do snow cones, they can do gummies on your drinks, they can do like burritos and like any sort of fun, snacky, like cravings that you've ever had. Like you can find it at a drive-through. Um, yeah, so those are the most significant. Some of the best food though is definitely La Ganadera. That's where we get a lot of our tacos, and it is just don't get me started. Delia's tamales are like famous in the valley. One of my favorites is Casey's cheesecakes. That's where I would go if I ever needed a special treat. They're also like award winning, like very renowned. And then if you just wanted a coffee or something, we have Twisted Sisters, which is like a 2 minute walk from the pool. And then you have Jitters Coffee, which is also like very good, like chill vibe. But yeah, those are the best places you could go. Definitely add those to your list when you're going down to the valley.
All right, so to add to your list, if you're going to the Bronx, also if there's I know there's some fellows on here, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the best places if you're in the North Bronx, if you're at our community at Tallentine, Twin Donut is the place to go. This place has literally everything. I don't know why it's called Twin Donut. No one has ever been able to figure that out, but they have just some of the best food ever. Some of the best deli stuff ever. If you're like going there for lunch, going there for dinner, heck, if you're going there for breakfast, every time of day, there's stuff going on. And if you're going to the South Bronx though, there is some just incredible Mexican food. So, one of my favorite places ever is called Mexicocina, and it's literally on the Michelin guide. And So you can go on like MichelinGuide.com or and that place is just incredible. I go there. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Tacos are incredible. You walk in, they literally have like I mean, it's fit with everything. They got a massive Our Lady of Guadalupe statue. There's this incredible mosaic of this saint, this Dominican saint. I can never figure out who he is, but it's just beautiful. And it's always there. You can always go in there with a big group, and it's so fun. So that place is just to die for. It's so good. And then on on the right here, you would not think this, but the Bronx, in addition to just having incredible Mexican food, incredible Dominican food, incredible Puerto Rican food, also has the real Little Italy. You might have gone to New York City before and you've gone to Little Italy. You went to the fake one, sorry. This is the one in the Bronx is the real Little Italy. It's on Arthur Avenue. This place, Mike's Deli, is just insane. You walk in and it's been there for you feel like you're in a movie. You walk in to your left, there are guys rolling cigars like you're in a movie. Then you keep going down and Mike's Deli is in the way back and there's a bunch of meats curing and hanging up and you'll get the best sandwich you've ever had at Mike's Deli in the Bronx. Best Italian deli ever. There are so many things, but these are kind of like you won't find these online. These are like you have to know what's up. So this is in the Bronx. Maria, I know Cincinnati's got some insane food, and I know you're not going to talk about Skyline. You're going to go way deeper than that. So Maria, what's in Cincinnati?
And you're so right about that. I am not talking about Skyline Chili today. Because there's more to Cincinnati and their food culture than Skyline. So actually the picture there is from back when we were in fall retreat. Well, I was a fellow. We actually had the Texas Fellows come and join us, which was such a treat. And we went to this bakery and we just got a bunch of just like a bunch of sweetbread and just it had a great time. Um, but um you also see West Side. So I mentioned West Side where Father Cecil hangs out sometimes. I can guarantee you, like 87% of the time, there is a fellow alumni or someone you know hanging out at West Side. Like you'll just walk in and you'll recognize somebody and you'll grab a beer and you'll just like sit down and chat with them. It's so fun. Or there's like an event going on, there's like bingo or like trivia, and you'll just like make friends.
Maria, talk about the pizza. The pizza there is fire.
And I'm getting to
Oh,
that.
sorry. I
So
got carried away.
the pizza, so there's this, it's called Catch a Fire Pizza. They have like this, yeah, they like run a little shop in West Side, brewing, and it is phenomenal pizza. It's like wood fire pizza. They have like fun, funky flavors. It's so incredibly good. Um, and yeah, like for instance, our the principal at Romero Academy at Resurrection, he is a pizza connoisseur and he loves Catch a Fire pizza. And yeah, that's really all you have to know, that he's really good at he knows what's up with pizza. Um, Another awesome West Side spot is Incline Public House. You can kind of see it, but this restaurant is like on top of a hill, and depending on where you sit, you can like just catch a whole view of Cincinnati. Especially like in the summer as the sun is setting and you're like chowing down on your food. It's just like amazing. It's amazing. Even like in the winter, they have the heaters outside, and so you can like sit outside and like still catch a view while you're chowing down. So it's so good. But yeah, there's just a lot of just like great places. Really good Thai food, really good sushi spots. But yeah, also just like your classic American burger and pizza and a beer in Cincinnati.
Dude, that's awesome. Um, Okay, so all right, what have been some favorite memories from your time living in community as a Seton teaching fellow?
Okay, so one of my favorite memories is right there. You can see, we at our school while I was a fellow, they still do trunk or treat. And we decided last minute to dress up as Guy Fieri in Flavor Town. So we all bought like these really interesting wigs and just fake mustaches and DIY'd some t-shirts. And it was actually really funny because the kids didn't recognize us. But the parents thought it was really, really funny. And I think it was one of the best memories ever. As a fellow, because it was fun and silly. Another great memory is my roommate and I took the fellows last year on a hike um, at Red River Gorge, which was in Kentucky. It's about like a 2 hour drive from Cincinnati. It's absolutely beautiful. And the views are incredible. And yeah, it's just like it's just so nice to like step away from the city, just like dive into nature, go on a hike. Yeah, it was just like it's just a great way to like build community. Another favorite memory is this past year, two fellow alums got married a week apart. And it was so fun because it was just like a week of partying where we're just like, oh my gosh, I'll see you next week at the other wedding. And it was just so fun because it was like a little mini reunion at both weddings. And you just got to celebrate with them as they like stepped into the vocation. So that's another really great memory.
Dude, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's beautiful. So I have some incredible memories from my year as a fellow, and we did do a lot of hiking, especially if you go up. If you're in the Bronx and you're a fellow, a lot of times people on the weekends will take the train up north, and you can go to hike in some incredibly beautiful places along the Hudson River. And also, though, if you're feeling adventurous and it's kind of towards the end of summer, and you can actually go to the beach, and the beaches are actually really good. And so you take the Long Island Railroad, or you can take the A train all the way down. And so this was a picture I took when my fellow community and I went to Rockaway Beach, right at the beginning of the fellow year, and that was just the most amazing experience. And I never thought that as a fellow, I went, and also since I've gone to the beach more times in the past 3 years than I have basically my whole life. I grew up in Ohio. The only beach is Lake Erie, which isn't really a beach. And this was like an actual beach in the Atlantic Ocean. And I mean, we're a coastal city, which is crazy to think about. Um, and so that was just so incredible. I have so many great memories of going to the beach or going to at the beginning of the year, or going on some amazing hikes, and it was all with the community that I lived with, with those men that I lived with, and it was awesome. Um, on the right, this has been since my fellow year, but it's been the a product of all of the incredible relationships that I've gotten to build with students, with my community members, with like people I taught with. So this is a picture of when my friends Connor and Annie, they got married, and they invited a bunch all Connor, who's the guy in that picture, he invited all of his students to his wedding. He got married in New York City, and all of them, they couldn't come. And so they decided, after they got back from their honeymoon, to his students and their parents, they decided, okay, we're going to throw him a party in our community room in our apartment building. And so they all got together, all the kids were there. The moms, they got together and just made the most amazing food ever. From from just the best pastelitos ever to the most incredible. Oh my gosh, the chicken that they made was insane, and there was just like music and dancing. It was so fun, and all the kids were there. These were students that I had taught too, and I just got to see. None of these relationships would have been built if I had not been living here in the Bronx as a Seton teaching fellow after 4 years of, being with these students. And so it was just a beautiful experience to witness that. Um, so yeah, there's just I could rattle on and on. But Megan, what has been some just, incredible favorite memories from your neighborhood?
Yeah, so you might see a theme in all of these pictures, and they're all pink. So I did live in an all women's community. So I'm going to start with the with the picture on the far right first, actually. So that was our Galentine celebration. So as fellows, we have community meals twice a week, and one of our community meals for this week was a Galentine's Day celebration. So this one was a little bit different. So typically community meals are within the community, but this one we invited like our larger community over. So we had my lead teacher there. We had one of our other good friends from the Valley. We just invited all of the women over and we had this really beautiful brunch. And we just got to talk with each other about like really like relationship building things that were like, it was incredible just to see them outside of the workplace and see them like really just establish those relationships was a memory I'm going to cherish for forever. And the food was incredible. Like the women in my community, like can make a bomb bread. Shout out to Angela who can make cinnamon rolls from scratch. And the just I'm dreaming of it. Anyways, in the middle, so you can see two women there. They're both veiled. The little girl on the right, she was 4 years old, and that was her grandma. Or little girl on the left, um, she was 4 years old, and then the woman on the right, that was her grandma. They were some of our kids, or she was one of our kids in El Camino, and their family, there was three of them, invited us over to their house to have ice cream and just like chat. And it was so sweet that they were able to like open up their house to us. We understand that a lot of our families do live in physical poverty, but that never ever hinders them from being able to give and invite others into their life. So we got to go to mass with them this day. We got to chat with them over ice cream, and it was so sweet that they just allowed us to come into their life like that. And then something that we did weekly, me and one of my really good friends in the program, her name is Jeanette, and then also my lead teacher would go to Zumba every week. We would go to Zumba like every Wednesday. And that was just like so fun. Okay, so I didn't know Spanish. I still don't know Spanish, to be honest. And so these Zumba classes would be in all Spanish. So this was a huge like learning moment for me to like immerse myself into this community. Like I'm not just with the people that live here, but I'm in their language. I am fully like a part of this community. Like I'm a local now. So it was just something that was so fun. And then also something that like really transformed my heart and said, like, yes, I am a part of this community. I'm not just visiting. Like I have a place here. So yeah, I think that's like the common theme between all three of my stories. It's like, yes, we are here. We are integrated in the community. We're not just like temporary, and then we're out. Like the ties here really last for forever.
Oh my gosh, oh wow, that's incredible. Um, so next, what are if you're a fellow, what are some in addition to, the really robust formation that you receive as a fellow, what are some religious orders or some other like formation opportunities that you can tap into when you're living in your neighborhood and in your community, and really like being an essential part of that structure and that those relationships, Maria?
Yeah, yeah. So, these are two pictures. So Cincinnati is our Catholic school placement. And so, we have seminarians, Dominican novices, priests always coming in. Franciscan sisters are always coming into our schools, and it's always such a joy for the kids to see them and just to be exposed to all these like beautiful religious orders. So these are two pictures, excuse me, of the kids absolutely losing their minds. So here in Cincinnati, we have the Dominican Friars of the Providence of St. Joseph. And actually they're novices. We have about like 4 to 5 novices that come in once a week and help out at one of our schools. So you can like see, oh, there's there's a little Dominican novice there playing with the kids. They were all getting in line to be tossed around. And there's a lot of kids incoming on that. And then there's a picture of a seminarian. Now he's a deacon, a transitional deacon, if I'm correct. And yeah, he just spent the day with our kindergarten class while I was a fellow. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to highlight those. But yeah, there's a lot of beautiful religious orders in Cincinnati, like the Regnum Christi, consecrated women, and Regnum Christi priests. The Franciscan Daughters of Mary are this beautiful order where they house women, and they are um, just absolutely like wonderful and beautiful. And I know a lot of fellows have volunteered with them in the past. So yeah, it's just so rich with religious orders in Cincinnati.
I think I didn't realize there were that many. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really cool. In the Bronx, similarly, there are a lot of there's so many religious orders, and most famously, and people always ask me when I tell them I live in the Bronx, they're like, "Oh yeah, do you do anything with the CFRs?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're in our community. They're incredible." And they so we have in the Bronx there are just within walking distance from my house and also from our South Bronx Fellows community. There are two communities of CFR Friars. One of them runs a youth center. So this is a pretty somewhat famous picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe. There's this huge mural. It's like 30 feet tall, covers the whole building outside their youth center that they run. And then on the other side of this building, there is St. Anthony's Shelter for the Renewal. And so if you live in the Bronx, you have a lot of really cool opportunities to help out and volunteer if you want. Also, there are CFR missionaries who live there at the shelter, and they're always around, and it's really cool to meet some of them. And also the at St. Rita's Catholic Church, which I was just talking about earlier, the Missionaries of Charity are in this community, and they run the catechism program there. They have a shelter, they have a men's shelter, and they have a convent there, and you see them all the time. And sometimes I have to do a double take because I feel like I just talked to Mother Teresa, but they are just living in the community, praying for everyone there. And it's just such a joy to see them all the time. And so that's in the South Bronx. Then if you're in the North Bronx or in Highbridge, there are some incredible religious orders nearby, namely the Augustinians. And there's a community of 4 Augustinians who live in and run the parish St. Nicholas of Tolentine. And I was just there actually about an hour or two ago talking with Father Luis, who is the pastor of the parish, and they are such a joy, such a light. It was funny. I was talking to them, and they're telling me that when Pope Leo got came through the on the balcony, he thought it was weird because he was like, I'm having trouble calling him Pope Leo. I just call him Pope Bob. And so that was like they're incredible, and they provide so much spiritual direction and counseling and confession and so many masses. And also in New York itself, there are many opportunities that from New York City young adult Catholics to a event monthly called Catholic Underground to the Artist Collective, Art House 2B. There are so many opportunities to grow in your faith really, really deeply in New York City. Also, Communion and Liberation is really active. So is Opus Dei. And so Communion and Liberation famously runs the New York Encounter Conference, which happens every year in New York. And so if you're looking to also if you're looking to really deepen your faith and really also make it an integral part of your life and actually do something about it, there are so many opportunities. So um, now we're going to talk about some hidden gems that are in especially Cincinnati. So Maria, what are some like real hidden gems in Cincinnati?
Okay. Yeah, so one of my favorite hidden gems for any music lover out there, there is this place like on the corner. Truly, you can like miss it. Um, it's called Schwartz Point's Jazz Club. And it is literally such a vibe. You like walk in, you can't you can only speak at a whisper.
Yes.
And the lights are like dim and it's just like live jazz for like 4 or 5 hours straight. Like it's just so great. You like walk in, you walk out, and you're like in a trance. It's just like beautiful live music. Um, a lot of it is just like improvised. Like it's just so great. One of my other favorite parks of Cincinnati. Um, Cincinnati has a lot of like little parks around the city, and one of my favorite ones is Fern Bank. It's right on, like right next to the river. It's so beautiful. It's a great place to run, walk. There's like little hiking trails. There's also it's like just like this big loop, um, and it's absolutely like just gorgeous, especially in the fall. It's just like a great way to just like decompress, like or just like go on a walk. Um and then um this is also so a fun fact about Cincinnati, if you've never been, is that there are a lot of murals. Cincinnati is known for their murals. They're everywhere. And like some of these murals are absolutely impressive. Even our school, one of our schools in Cincinnati has a mural. So they're literally everywhere. So one that is kind of a hidden gem is you can kind of see it. It says, "For God so loved Price Hill." So Price Hill is the neighborhood in which we serve. One of our schools is at, and it's where our fellows live. And it's a neighborhood that has so much beauty. And it's just so rich with culture and family and faith and history. And sometimes can be forgotten, a forgotten part of Cincinnati, I think. And so there's a mural to highlight it, and you see like the Sacred Heart of Jesus. To remember, like, hey, God has not forgotten about Price Hill, and we haven't either. Um, so yeah, those are some of my little favorite hidden
That's
gems of
awesome.
Cincinnati.
Megan, what are some hidden gems? And this might be also related back to some like religious formation opportunities. What are some like hidden gems and then also like some really cool religious orders and formation opportunities down in the valley?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and start with the religious opportunities and the orders and yeah, those sort of things. So, when I was a fellow, we were first starting off. So we were some of the first fellows. Well, we were the first fellows in the Rio Grande Valley. So we were just really trying to get our footing, and we didn't have these incredible relationships with religious like the fellows do now. So this is a picture of one of the Franciscan friars from Alamo, which is about 20 minutes from the school, and it is just such a delight whenever they come. Like as you can see, like they're so loving and just so much fun to have. When I was a fellow, we did have a priest from Mexico come visit us. His name's Father Hector. You saw him in one of the pictures earlier. And they are so ready to just jump in and love the kids and play in story and games, and it's really really incredible. So we definitely have a great relationship with the Franciscan friars, and we also have this incredible young adult group. Um, at Our Lady of the Holy Rosary. So yeah, there's a rosary group that you get to do together with young people that are in like their 20s, 30s. And that's just really beautiful to get to grow in community with other people outside of the fellows, and see like, yeah, there's so much life here and there's so much hope here. And the Catholic Church is growing every single day. So yeah, so those are the religious opportunities, but the hidden gems, I honestly would say that all of Mission is a hidden gem. You've heard of Cincinnati, you've heard of New York, but like, who's ever heard of Mission, Texas? Like, I know I didn't until I was a fellow. So I would say everything is hidden gem. And honestly, Everything there is handmade. So all of the businesses, all of the there are crafts and trinkets and like everything is made with love by people that want to give back to the community. So everything there is unique. Everything there is from the heart, truly. But a couple of the more known things. So La Lomita is the little church on the left. Now it was like the base for the mission in the area. So basically, the city grew around La Lomita, and it's a huge staple for the valley. Um, I talked about drive-throughs a little bit. Definitely farmers markets. Farmers markets are huge there. Like it's beautiful weather all year round. So you get makers markets all the time where they're selling cups and stickers, and it's all like small businesses, family businesses. So you're always supporting local. Like you get everything you ever need from these little markets, and they have them going almost every day of the week. Definitely. So the picture on the right is South Padre Island. So that is about an hour and a half from the house. And we went there a couple times to see the sunrise. Like it is a labor of love, but it is so worth it. Like look at that sunrise. Like come on, come on, you're kidding me. Yeah, and it's just an hour away. So really beautiful times at South Padre. There are a bunch of festivals that happen at the convention center. So again, with those makers markets, yeah, all of those are happening. And then one final thing that not a lot of people know, but there's a very famous Hispanic group called Grupo Frontera, and they're actually from McAllen, Texas. And they sometimes come and give free concerts. So if you go at the right time, you might catch a fun little concert from Grupo Frontera. And it was, yeah, I got to go to one and it was, again, phenomenal. They're great. So yeah, those are the hidden gems. But yeah, back to you, Evan.
That's incredible. Okay, so on the hidden gems in the Bronx are just because there's so much going on. It's easy to get like lost in everything. And so, um, in the Bronx, there's so many things. One of those, like I was talking about earlier, is Bronx Little Italy. So the Bronx Little Italy is the best place where you can go and get some incredible pizza. Giovanni's is just, oh, it's so good. And also next door, though, I would say Luna Cafe is probably better. I don't know. With the best coffee shop in New York City is Prince Coffee. I'm telling you, it's so good. And in the South Bronx, along a street called Bruckner Boulevard, in between Lincoln Avenue and Alexander Avenue, there are some incredible stores and some really good restaurants too. One of those is called Charlie's Kitchen, so good. And on the right on this picture is called Bronx Native. And Bronx Native is not just a incredible, really cool boutique store. They have a community event once a year called Bronx Native Day. They do so many things for the South Bronx. Right now, they're holding a food drive, so you can go and donate food to people in the area who are in need of that. And the the guy who founded it is just, I mean, they've done partnerships with nearby colleges, and it is just a pillar in the community. So that, I mean, that's a super hidden gem. Another one that's not shown here, it's called Motley Kitchen. It's on 140th Street and Willis Avenue. It is the best place to get a really good breakfast sandwich, really good like lunch power bowl, really good coffee too, and they have a rooftop patio. So that's really cool. So, I mean, there's so many more hidden gems on here, but those are just a couple of them. So, um, thank you guys so much for learning more about our neighborhoods. For those of you who logged on, thank you so much for yeah, just coming on here and learning more about what it is that we actually do and where we actually live and where we eat and pray and live our lives as fellows in this one bold year. So I will thank you guys so much. And we'll be praying for you. Definitely shoot us on YouTube. You leave something in the comments if you want to learn more, and LinkedIn, leave something in the comments, or on Instagram, you send us a DM, or leave something in the comments. But it was great to thanks for tuning in, and see you guys around.